Imagine this, you enjoyed a certain piece of fictional media for a while now, and by that time, you might have found a character that you particularly enjoy. Sometimes, however, you may grow attached to one character, only for them to get sidelined by the fan favorites. Unfortunately, I just so happen to enjoy some characters where people actually hate, or only a small amount of people actually know who I'm talking about. So today I'll be talking about 5 random characters that are overlooked that people just need to give more attention to in my eyes. But before we begin, I'm going to set myself some rules. Number 1, if a character has 2 or more defining character traits, then they're going to be on this list. So no Fortnite skins, I'm just not into Fortnite. Second, 1 character per franchise. Also, this list is in no particular order, so whatever character comes next doesn't mean that they're better than the last one I talked about. I'm just doing this in a random order. And of course, this is based on my opinion. So if there's a character that you consider overlooked, then please let me know, as I might do a sequel video to this. And with that, let's just get straight ahead. Starting off with something a bit more obvious for the channel, we have a Skylander that everyone utterly despises. Now yes, I did make a video a while back regarding this topic, but that was more to do with the Skylander's abilities in-game. Still, nevertheless, if you know me for a while now, I think you all know who it's going to be. Pretty much every Skylander in SSA have their own host of fans. But out of the original 32 Skylanders, one of them sticks out like a sore tumor in the Skylanders community. And that is Wrecking Ball. The initial reaction of the character by the general public was surprisingly positive, complimenting Wrecking Ball's cute design. Unfortunately, this was just about the positives Wrecking Ball got, however, as when people tried him for the first time, Wrecking Ball's reputation kinda went downhill. I mean, go to any Skylanders Spyro's Adventure ranking video, and he's often placed at the very bottom. For me, Wrecking Ball has a very upbeat and adorable personality, and as long as I can enjoy a Skylander, no matter the quality of their moveset, then I'm pretty satisfied. And despite the character's unpopularity, Wrecking Ball gained a minor role in the Skylanders book Stop Smash Crosses the Bone Dragon. However, he didn't really get to do much in the book, unfortunately. However, that doesn't really hinder my opinion on Wrecking Ball. And I do hope people can look past his otherwise stagnant moveset and appreciate for what he is. When it comes to Transformers, there are a ton of characters. And I mean it. You know, some parents may walk into a store and say, "Oh well, I don't know about this character, but he sure does look cool anyway." Also, the Transformers franchise is also littered with incarnations of the same character in different Transformers media. As big as an opportunity for any forgotten Transformer to be on this list, I haven't watched or read every single piece of Transformers media. So instead, despite me not being born in the early 90s to experience this show firsthand, I'm going to be taking a character from a legendary Beast Wars cartoon. Beast Wars had a relatively small cast, meaning that each character can be expanded and they each have their own loving fanbase. Except for Scorponok apparently. That's not entirely true, as he does have a small fanbase, myself included. However, Scorponok is mostly laid to waste because the writers didn't know what to do with him. Sometimes he's portrayed as a dumb brute only used for cannon fodder. Other times, he's shown to be quite competent, even developing his own viruses and being quite smart with technology. His only consistent trait was his unwavering loyalty to Megatron. But if I'm being honest, other than one time, I didn't really see the inconsistencies of Scorponok's character. And in defense of the poor guy, he only started out his job as second in command in the beginning of the first season due to Dinobot's treachery. And he's one of my favorite characters from the show because he clearly tries hard to assume his position.
Don't give me orders, I'm second in command. You will take the cannon back and I will see to Optimus, you hear me? Tarantulas? Tarantulas?
For me, I actually find his character dynamic actually pretty relatable, being a surprisingly good allegory of that one kid who tries to get everyone to pay attention in class. I know, a bit of a weird perception I might add, but it's clear to me that Scorponok just wants to impress his leader. but he often ultimately fails so, which is really sad as he's just trying his hardest to make sure that the Predacons succeed in their mission. That's why I found Scorponok an intriguing character, and people may call him a dumb goon, but that's actually essentially what his Kingdom counterpart is. Now, by no means do I think he's the absolute best Beast Wars character. He kind of starts as Megatron's loyal pawn, and kind of ends as Megatron's loyal pawn. But despite that detriment, Scorponok is a character that I unironically enjoy. And he is a character I loved until his rather pointless demise. Judging from the franchises I like, one might assume that I find Bionicle Generation 2 underrated, but in hindsight, Bionicle Generation 2 was rather appalling, with only 2 characters I actually liked in the entire series, and the only real good thing about them are the sets. It's why I'm easily pleased to say that I actually grew up with Bionicle The Legend Reborn. The Legend Reborn was the only thing I knew about Bionicle at the time, as by then all the sets were already discontinued, and I didn't know of this magical website by the name of eBay. And yet, for some reason, it's cited as the worst Generation 1 film in Bionicle. But guys, where's all the love for Kina? I mean, compare her to the main new characters in 2009. Berix and Akar are nowadays more or less jokes, and Gresha's only really remembered due to appearing as a Bionicle star. Kina receives practically no attention nowadays. She's a Glotorian who is willing to escape a planet to retrieve the feeling of exploration again. She also has a lively personality, but I just can't bring myself to hate her. Out of any show that I personally loved and enjoyed, Hannah unfortunately gets the burden of always being forgotten by people who I personally know. And honestly, deciding which character should be on this list was actually pretty hard. Then I felt the only way to give this amazing show justice is to bend the rules a little and literally add every single character from Hannah in existence. Like, every single character is written to an amazing degree. Heck, even the characters who I openly despise are so well written that this is probably my natural reaction towards them. Not a single character is one-sided, nor even two-sided. In fact, each episode spends a little time with them so we can get to know them more. Hannah is a great main character who goes through reasonable development. The main antagonists like Marissa and Carmichael are actually threatening. Furthermore, characters with minor roles like Nicola Gall and Stephen Mannion even have personality. It is easily one of my most favorite Amazon Prime exclusive originals, and it is most certainly a hidden gem. As controversial as this opinion is, the Star Wars prequels are my favorite trilogy in the Star Wars universe. The original trilogy then comes next, not too far behind, and then the Disney trilogy never happened. Ever. Out of all the Star Wars films, the prequels really makes me feel like I'm in the world of Star Wars. I don't understand why they're so hated. One reason was because of Jar Jar Binks, but honestly, I beg to differ. Many people despise Jar Jar Binks for being useless, when in reality he was actually quite pivotal to the plot, such as helping Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi navigate Naboo. And in preparation for making this segment, I rewatched some Jar Jar Binks scenes to see whether his character still held up to me. He's still a charming and likable character in my eyes, and if anything, he is the sole definition of overhated. Overhated, overlooked, underrated, overhated, underrated, overlooked, underrated, underrated, overrated. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. These are all the overlooked characters that I can find from my favorite franchises. But is there any franchise close to your heart? And if so, is there any character that you love but people don't see the potential of? If so, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm open to any opinions. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.